Hey, IDS 302. Welcome to Fall Session A 2020. I'm Michael Fair. I'll be your host as we get into the wonderful world of IDS. Um, there's let's see, we've got about what, 20, 30 students in two sections here. This go round, let's see, I've got only 25, a couple open seats left. Well, if you've had me for 301, especially in the spring, great. You probably already have the text then. If you don't, you should get it. There's a link to the ebook and the syllabus in case you want that one. Um, let's see what my notes say. I am teaching 301 and 302 at the same time this fall, which is going to mean I've got to do twice as many videos and try not to confuse myself. So we'll get rolling on this. Okay, so all right, these videos, I'll be doing two a module. They're worth 5 points each. I'm going to have you send me the Easter eggs. There's three of them, and you'll get the hang of it real quick. Okay, so by the way, you can call me Prof. Fair, Professor Fair. It's fine. I'm not a professor. I'm not tenured. Not the typical thing, but it's the appropriate thing to call and and a college instructor at this level, just to get that out of the way, so we can avoid like Michael until after the course ends. Then that's great. Then okay. Hey, so in case you don't know me, I've been an instructor at ASU for 3 or 4 years. Um, I can relate to each one of you somehow. I know that. That's the beauty of IDS, though. We've got so many people with so many different backgrounds and futures and concentrations. For me, um, I started out in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. In my junior year of high school, I had a .8 GPA. I kind of rallied since then. I didn't go to college till I was 33, and that was at Milwaukee Area Technical College and Marquette University. Lasted a year, had to drop out because I had a small young family to raise. Uh, Went into law enforcement, was a sergeant for Milwaukee County as well as a detention officer in Maricopa County. So I can relate to those of you who are interested in careers and doing work that requires, a chain of command, legal writing, very precise writing in legal terms, which is what you have to do in those areas. I've had a number of different jobs, careers, back when you weren't supposed to have many. You were supposed to have one, and that was it. So I got lucky here. I've been a sales manager, sales account executive, senior account manager. I'm in technology sales. I've brought in $5 million a year revenue many years in a row for a couple different companies. Proud of that and did pretty well at it. In terms of the humanities, more in the humanities, as an artist, I do art, photography, and I was a writer. I wrote professionally, a newspaper reporter. I was an entrepreneur in my art kind of business, and people bought my art, freaked me out. Um, so I kind of have all that covered. I've been a college student as a mature student. I didn't go back to college after I was 33 until 2010 when I was 52. I decided after the economy crashed for me, I went ahead and went to Mesa Community College, took some art history classes and such because I was working on a different styles of art and things, and decided to go to ASU, transferred. My son was going there at the time, my oldest son. I have two sons, and it was kind of weird for him to skateboard past dad, who's going to class. I think it's kind of weird. But I took interdisciplinary studies. It was housed in the College of Letters and Sciences at the time, and my concentrations were African American studies and human rights. At that time, I was doing extensive volunteering with Lutheran Social Services of the Southwest. I was mentoring and teaching recently resettled refugees in Phoenix, about the way how to kind of adapt. I learned as much from them as they learned from me. I worked for bonos1.org from U2. I worked for Amnesty International. Um, I went to Ghana in West Africa in 2007 to photograph their 50th Independence Day from colonialism. I flew over there with Stevie Wonder. That was fun. I then went to, after my undergrad, I graduated summa cum laude and I was named the Graduate of the Year in the College of Letters and Sciences, as well as the recipient of the Leonore Bolin Johnson Award for academic excellence in African and African American studies. I was accepted to Howard University in Washington, D.C., where I went for only a couple of weeks and decided to come back here. I was raising two sons myself. My oldest was in college yet. I did my all my degrees as a single parent, 24/7. So many of you have that challenge, and if not, you might have kids at home. Of course, pandemic as it is. I got here and I took my master's here at ASU's new college in the West Campus. I graduated with a 4.0 on that. Yeah, I'm bragging. I get to do that, right? You can do it too. Um, and one of my mentors, Dr. Michael Prisdia, who many of you may know from our department, he was my mentor at the time, and he said, you know, you got to teach. You got such a great wide experience in all different areas that we could use you. So I applied and became an adjunct for a year, and then I got the full-time gig. And you know, as my 88-year-old aunt told me at the time, she said, I knew you would amount to something someday. Um, I I lost my mother this summer, which was a challenge, and we're all facing challenges. But I always thought it was funny that I joked to my mother that I finally was able to give her a report card that she could put on the refrigerator when I was like 54 years old. So it's kind of fun. It's never too late until it is, right? So uh, that's a little about me that I can relate to probably everybody on some level, right? I like that. And moving along, let me do the first Easter egg right away. By the way, these videos are going to be anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. Let's call this one, did I just erase it? Yeah, I did. Okay, IDS equals integration. Okay, many of you know, we call this IDS, right, interdisciplinary studies. It's a mouthful. IDS equals integration. Many of my students know that I drill that into you. Why? Because, as you know, it's a tough field to defend, describe, promote, sell yourself with. So, knowing that IDS equals integration is the start. IDS is the field, okay? Field of study. Integration is the process we use, okay, to get to there, okay? Integration can be used anywhere. We use it all the time, right? You know, you're out there looking for a place to live. You're going to look for location, you're going to look for the amenities, you're going to look for, you know, you're integrating a lot of things in your lifestyle to find the perfect place to live. Well, the goal of this course, as far as I see it, is I want you to come out of this being a better consumer of knowledge. Okay, we're living in an age where knowledge is coming at us left and right, politically left and right, everywhere. Okay, there's concepts of fake news, not fake news. There's Facebook. You know, somebody posts a picture, Lincoln's cat said this or something. I mean, be a better consumer of knowledge. That's what I'd like you to do. And I'm going to show you some ways you can do that as we move forward. Unfortunately, the pandemic has given us a real look at the integrative effects of science, culture, politics, ideology, okay, sociology, social studies. Okay, it's a built-in massive thing that hangs over all of us and has impacted us in some way. All right, we'll take a look at some of the examples. I'll bring those up in videos moving forward. So the text, yes, I said we needed it, right? I know I just did the 301 video earlier. I'm like, have I said this already? I did say that. Okay, so I want you to take a look at, I call it the intro module, the introduction module, because we're going to be using Tanner's 5 steps. We have 6 modules. it would just get ridiculous to have this be module one. Then module two, you do step one. Module three, you do step two. Module four, you do step three. Let's just do an intro module and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom. What are you going to do in this class? Okay, here's where I'll scare half of you out of here. You're probably going to be writing a 25-page research paper. Do not let that scare you, okay? I look at my course evaluations a lot, and I'm going to ask you to fill one out at the end of this course as well. Now, I won't sit here and pat myself on the back because there's some good stuff here, but I look at what suggestions would you offer to make this course and instructor more effective? Okay, it's not a one-size-fits-all, all right? Okay, the lecture videos seem disorganized or difficult to remain engaged. Have I lost you? Are you there? In most videos, the instructor was seen working through technical difficulties. That is absolute BS. You know what that means? I'm doing this on an iPad. Sometimes it falls. Okay. Okay, so this person was disappointed. All right, so personally, I liked the quizzes. There was only one this class, not counting the written quiz too. All right, so no, we're not gonna do a lot of quizzes. All right, so I'm sorry, it's not gonna be a class that revolves around multiple choice and true and false. All right, there was let's see. Yeah, they wouldn't recommend it in a summer session because it's so fast. Focus more on learning and not paper writing or research. Well, the learning has to be reflected somehow. Okay, and this course is going to show you what an interdisciplinary research paper looks like, okay, from my point of view and from our field, all right? It's a special way to do this. I think it's going to be very rewarding for you. I think it's going to be something you'll put in a portfolio that you can use moving forward in your career and your lifestyle. Most of you, many of you, me included, will never do another research paper again. Some of you will. Grad school, post-grad work. Okay, that's not the point of this. This is to look at an issue, a 21st century issue, and disseminate it through a process of integration, step by step. We're not going to write it all the last week. We're going to write every week after the first module here. You're going to do step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not that difficult. I've got so many emails that students tell me, I can't believe I did this, but it worked out so well. Here, the instructor was really good about getting back to me very quickly via email. The overall 20-page paper seemed daunting, but he broke it down into sections that made it achievable, okay? And the sample papers help a lot. Trust me, don't freak out about this. You're gonna be proud of yourself when you get done with it, all right? I'll get into this more later, but that's what we're doing. All right, so take the academic integrity, digitally sign it, take the syllabus quiz, check out IDS 401. That's something you'll be thinking about, right? Check it out, the page, I got the link, all right? And we'll just take a look at a few things in this intro module. The Tanner model, that's what we're doing. It's in the book, I have a page for it there. Just look at it, read the 5 steps. Purdue OWL formatting, yes, we're gonna use APA formatting. We're not gonna be micromanaging that or micro correcting it, but I will give you a clear understanding of the parts of formatting that I want you to use, okay? If you have a different format style, let me know, all right, beforehand, okay? I will get into more of that later. Let's see, do you have any questions, comments, concerns? Easter egg number 2, ask your instructor. Ask your instructor, Easter egg number 2, okay? So we're going to be reviewing, and I'm going to get more into this in the second video. This is kind of an introduction kind of thing. Obviously, if a link doesn't work or something doesn't download, let me know. You'd be surprised. I give extra points to students that let me know something's wrong. Okay, so we're going to be going over things that you might have seen before, whether it was with me at 301 or not, but this means it's foundational. Okay, to whip through IDS 301 and 302 and at the end of it go, oh God, thank God I got through that, and not retain anything. I'd rather keep it more simplified and understanding what you should know about this. Okay, some of you know the story I had when I was in BIS student, when it's called BIS. I went to a family reunion and I have a cousin and her husband kind of big shots in a school district, and one's a judge, I think. And they said, "Oh, I heard you went back to college. That's so cool." Yeah, and you're taking what? Interdisciplinary studies? So that's like when you throw shit against the wall and see what sticks. Ha 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 ha. I I didn't really have a good comeback. I could have said, "Hey, the jerk store called and they're running out of you," but I stole that from Seinfeld. Ha ha. Um, but I want you to have that elevator pitch. I want you to have that response to understand IDS equals integration. It's not a double major. It's not a major and a minor. It's not two separate fields that's multidisciplinary. We'll get into that with the disciplinary pyramid. Understand that the difference between interdisciplinary studies and others is we endeavor to integrate. Okay. And you'll find out a lot about that in the text there. I've had a little critique saying, "Wow, I didn't get to learn. You didn't talk about the readings so much. It felt like I was self-teaching the class." Well, I'm one of the only instructors that does videos, so the default is always you're going to be learning from this text yourself. Okay, I'm going to talk about some important things in the videos, but overall, this is a guidebook for you. All right, we're not going to sit here and go through it piece by piece. You don't want to deal with 50-minute hour lectures from me. Okay, so let's see. So we'll go through some of the readings and things, but the pages are clear on what you should be doing. There's a discussion board introduction, and then I'll get into the pick one assignment. I'll get to many more specific things on the next video. Now, we have 6 modules in 7.5 weeks. That's not an even amount of time, so I am defining the modules based on what you do in them. Okay, so things aren't always like module doesn't always end on a Sunday. Okay, I don't want you to stress. I don't want you to stress over the scheduling. I don't want you to stress over due dates. Why? Because the due dates are there to show you the chronological order in the course. George Carlin, I believe, once said, "Mother Nature gave us time so that everything didn't happen at once." I'm not giving you all the due dates for each module at the end of the due date because it's easier that way. It's not. You're going to end up just a mess of things to do. So I'm chronologically spacing things out in the order that you do them. If you're going to be late, yes, we have a late policy. Look at it. 10% per day for 5 days. After that, I don't accept it. There's a catch. We're all in real life. We're all over the country, all over the world. We're all dealing with this pandemic. We're dealing with a lot of things. If you can't get something to me by the due date, send me an email. Say, "I know XYZ is due tomorrow or due later today," or what have you. I can't get it done, but I will submit it tomorrow before midnight. I will submit it Wednesday before midnight. Okay. And then I'll just email you back. I'll say, "Okay, thanks." All right. Now, why do that? Because that means that I know that you know that it's due and that you're not just blowing it off, forgetting about it, somebody who's not going to participate in the class. At least I know that you know and that we're staying in communication. All right. If you have any questions about that, again, let me know. Okay. So I'm running at 19 minutes here. Okay. So, but the review, of course, the disciplinary pyramid, the disciplinary approaches, those are 2 diagram download PDFs. Okay, read the article on Meath. It's a short article, matter of definition. Read about from Dr. Brian McCormick, a colleague. Read his short piece on writing like an interdisciplinarian. And then you get into Tanner, introduction, history of interdisciplinarity. Oh, chapter 1 is defining integrative and interdisciplinary studies. Chapter 2, history of interdisciplinarity. Chapter 3, theories of interdisciplinary and integrative learning. And chapter 4, no, not chapter 4, just to see in the 5 steps. So that's about 14, 22, 33, 39 pages in the text. It's not that big of a deal. It's a very easy text to read. All right. What I like to tell my students, when you get an IDS 302, time to step up your game. So you got this, though. You got this. Trust me, you got this. All right. Um, okay, then you, like I said, introduction, discussion board. I'm going to get into the pick one assignment next time, just so you know that if you happen to look at the pick one assignment and you look at the AIS website for the AIS.org, it's not simply asking you about the front page, which could be their statement on racism or something. It's about the site, about the organization site, just so you know that, okay? Um, let's see. I think that's about it for now. Welcome to the class. I noticed that in my 301 class, people are already doing the academic integrity agreement. They're already doing the discussion board and the syllabus quiz. You guys are like, well, we're chill. We're just going to, class didn't start yet. I realize it, but now it's started. I'm doing this video on Wednesday, but I'm going to delay the posting of it till 6 a.m. Arizona time for tomorrow to get us started on the right day. I'm excited. Are you excited? Hey, get a hold of me if you got any questions. I got nothing else to do. Trust me. I'm getting a dog maybe in October, but that's about it. My son doesn't talk to me. My son, by the way, goes to Barrett Honors College, ASU, history major. Will not let me get near his stuff. Okay, so don't think I help him with anything. All right, people, nice to meet you. I look forward to seeing your introductions. Tell me about yourself. Tell each other about yourselves. Questions, comments, concerns. Again, ask me, send it to me. Easter egg number 3 is forks up, right? You know that, ASU forks up. Welcome. Talk to you soon. Peace.